Welcome to the Game Lounge. Oh, let's continue.
Oh, I'm back. Oh, post-surgery. Oh, it's been a week. Oh, yeah, we're in the middle of this. Right. Forgot about that. Okay, yeah, oh, yes. Okay. Oh, yeah, well, not gonna last long here. And boom. Great start to the day. Your journey is over. Oh. Alright. Let's try this again. Oh, no. That's where it starts me? No. Let's try that. Can't start me like as I'm 2 hits from dying. That's not a good way to start. What was that? Okay. Oh. Shields plus 20%. Evasion plus 30. Speed minus 3. Flagship. Ah, so they don't get it. So I want that one. So let's try and get through this today. I think that'd be a wonderful thing. Man, they have range. Holy cow. None of my stuff can reach that far. Yeah, like, I can't even hit them, but yet they could sit there and hit me. Like, my gosh. I mean, it's something. Most of my stuff is pretty low. I'm gonna get surrounded again. Like, that's nuts. I might have to just go back out of this and just go to a different planet first. I can't. Don't know if I'll be able to do this.
Macro cannons, open fire!
I'm doing like no damage. Oh, he's coming up on my butt. I have a feeling I'm not gonna really like these. Until later. Nothing can reach.
Macro cannons, open fire!
Okay, that did like nothing. No. Alright, let's see here. Yeah, we're gonna have to go back. Okay. As I am now fated to be your shadow, Domin Obre, we must perform a ritual that will seal our bond, for it pleases the Undying One. Let us speak on the bridge, and I will take us to a place appropriate for the ritual. Another ritual. Thank you, Domin. I wish to inform you that the sacred rituals addressed to the spirit of the ship have been performed. The tech liturgy and the rite of the machine blessing ended with a data mediation in order to comprehend the nature of the miracle sent down by the Omnissiah. Acquisition of sacred knowledge has not been recorded. How the spirit of the void ship was able to call upon the power of the machine god and activate the warp drive remains unknown. Yet, during my meditative ritual, the Omnissiah gave me an equally valuable revelation. The sacred spirit that lives in the bowels of the ship's mechanisms differ from other analogous forms. This spirit holds a unique power that cannot be called anything less than a blessing of the machine god. So what does that mean? Hypothesis. In extremis, the ship's spirit is capable of making unpredictable calculations and actions. It is impossible to predict how it will behave in any given situation, but I believe the spirit is currently showing obedience, at least for now. I recommend that we continue monitoring the ship and be prepared for new manifestations. Thank you, Pascal. The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all. Okay. No, let's try here. Visit. Let's go. I don't know. Let's see. Alright. Scan. Promethean. Sure. Okay, fulfilling contracts. Okay, cool. Okay. Okay. I like how you have to go to that side of the fire. Santiel's Pride. Oh. The Santiel's Pride hives are oozing noxious haze, veined with sulfurous streaks. The Prometheus fumes from the gigantic distilling cauldrons located beyond the temperature shields. Vast, endless deadlands littered with spots of Promethean stations and refineries separate the colossi of rockcrete and adamantine with its crown of gargantuan spires. The heat of this system star has turned this world into a boiling but lucrative gland within the body of the House Corda Protectorate. It's so gross, but it's so beautiful. Okay. Off we go to explore. Ooh, adamantine. Well, let us do that. We only have one more extractium. Okay. Let's do it. Permission to report, Lord Captain. I keep receiving messages about strange behaviors in certain ship systems. All decks report the uncontrollable opening... Oh, have a look. Ah. Oh. Yeah. All decks report the uncontrollable opening and closing of doors, gates, and airlocks. They behave erratically and do not obey the operator's commands. Regrettably, this has led to casualties among the crew. The tech priests have explained that these phenomena are being caused by the machine spirit's irascibility, and have spent hours chanting litanies to soothe their anger. Unfortunately, many crew members were badly injured before the parish could stabilize the system. Yeah. Alright. So the ship's going crazy. Ooh. Oh. Okay then. A Hulk? Ooh. Okay, so they don't move. So that's good news. It's a rock. A mirror. This planet is devoid of even the most primitive forms of life. However, the crew has made a quite strange discovery. A mirror, lying right in the center of a huge crater, and completely ordinary mirror in a frame by all appearances, in pristine condition. Destroy it. The crew blasts the crater, raising a cloud of dust that blocks the auger array, confirming the mirror's destruction is impossible for the time being, but it could have not have survived such a powerful explosion. Definitely not. Blow it up. I don't trust it. A vigilant member of the auger crew has detected a small Xenos vessel drifting through the void. The ship is unpowered and shows no signs of being crewed. Send out a boarding shuttle. I will take Xenos tech. I won't fall for that chaos. The squad boarded the vessel without issue. Corrosion has laid waste to the ship's systems, which led to the death of the entire crew. Wait. Oh, you mean the crew of the ship. Okay, not my ship. Okay. The interior is full of Eldari corpses. No weapons were found on board, and the dead Xenos, judging by their clothing, were not part of any warrior cast. Merely the crew of the now defunct ship. Oh, okay. Begin scan. Okay. You know what? Just in case. Is that a neutron style? Begin the scan. Plasteel. Cool. Let's get some plasteel. Alright. I've got no, let's try it. If I can't do it, we'll just back out. Post using unzipper. In several rounds. Okay. Yeah, torpedoes. Pretty much in front. Very in front. Somewhat in front. Oh, hey, sweet. Take it. Take it. Oh, that's got some. Okay, okay. Think we can handle it. Think we can handle it. Ah. Come on.
Let them taste our fury.
Ah. Oh, we did a bit. We're doing better. I'm betting until this guy comes in. He's trying to get me in the butt. He's gonna get me in the butt. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. Darn. Yeah, because yeah. Yep. They're gonna hit. Oh. This is definitely a part of the game I'm gonna have to learn.
Fire.
Ah. Oh, wow, he can... Ah. Even if they do, maybe hit us.
Engage the engines.
I can't turn fast enough. Like, how could it make that much of a movement? Holy cow. And... oh my gosh. Like, it can just pull up right behind me. I can't... I need to upgrade my ship. That's what I need. Okay, nice. Well,
Let them
hit
taste
him.
our fury.
And then...
Macro
come on.
cannons, open fire.
Yeah. Alright, one down. One down. Don't get me. Nice. Now it's just the frigate. It's because you can just move just a bit too... yeah, that little bit. To keep going behind me, yeah, you're going to have to get close. Oh.
Your count.
Oh, he's going to make me have to pull ahead of him. Smart move. I'll take that. Let's see. They're going to have a long one. He's going to come around. He's going to fire on me.
Macro
at least I can
cannons,
get both of them
open
off.
fire. All hands,
This is gonna
prepare
be too
for
tight.
acceleration.
Hopefully. No, it's going to go straight for me. Yep.
Another hit and
Oh,
we'll be
that's gonna
drowning
be
in the
hard.
void.
It's going to get me. Oh my God.
Make every shot count.
So it will be
Oh
with
my
anyone
gosh,
who
I
stands
finally
in
got
our
it.
way.
I like how it doesn't end with the torpedoes. I have to wait for the torpedoes to lose. Oh god.
Another victory of two great dynasties, Lord Captain.
That's terrifying. The game is still like, no, you can still lose. You could absolutely still lose. Okay. We should save. Oh, hey. Oh, the ship can level up, too. New heading. When moving the flagship, we make its next turn at 90 degrees. Okay. 2 extra range. Supposedly return. Cause an enemy ship to immediately turn. Oh. I like that one. Okay, I like that. Okay, okay. Off we go. Let's chart some new routes. Where are we going? Lord Captain, I hasten to report the disturbing news brought to me by the machine spirits of the ship. The matter is extremely delicate and concerns Lady Cassia. You see, since her first day aboard, her presence has been a disturbance to the crew's way of life. If you'll allow, I have prepared a detailed report. Lashes to every one of them! Deliver your report. The first incident occurred immediately after the departure from Urak 5. The Lady Navigator chastised one of the ship's runners, after which he went into his living quarters, killed his family, and then shot himself. The second incident was noted while traversing the warp. The Lady Navigator gave the pilots the wrong instructions and the void ship was thrown off course, for a matter of minutes. But this was enough for the forces of the Immaterium to anger the machine spirits, long enough for them to start a fire in the service bay. Ghosts in the service bay! After that, officers living near the Lady Navigator's quarters began to express extreme emotions: hysteria, apathy, euphoria, rage. This is quite detrimental to crew morale and performance. The last incident was recorded on Footfall. Around 100 living birds were delivered on board during our stay on Footfall. Each bird cost a hefty sum, but I have failed to discover the purpose and subsequent fate. I was also told about a conflict between the Lady Navigator and the Seneschal. Alas, with no details. If you like, you can ask Master Worsarian directly. Things are even worse with Jehadari. I intercepted a voxcast in which she promised she would, and I quote, end that Kashka if she ever saw her again. Kaska. If I may, Lord Captain, the Lady Navigator's state of mind worries me. She is self-contained and does not mesh with the crew at all, which is why everyone avoids her. Even senior officers can be superstitious. I fear that only you are in a position to talk to her on equal footing and improve the situation, for the sake of the crew's safety, and that of Lady Cassia herself. Alright. I need to speak with people on my ship. The warp jump went surprisingly smoothly. None of the deck officers on duty reported any incidents. However, a strange discovery awaited the Lord Captain when he returned to his quarters. The bed was unmade, and the impression of a head was still visible on the pillow. There were no other signs of intrusions. The guards swore under oath that nobody had entered the Lord Captain's quarters. To the bridge! Me and my spinny chair. Lord Captain, if I may request your attention for a moment, I must report a series of highly dangerous violations that have taken place in the fuel compartment. The Master-at-Arms is ignoring my demands, and I am thus forced to appeal to you directly. The fuelers have founded a sect of some kind. This group practices fire worship of the Emperor and has been burning promethium near the fuel lines. I beg you to stop this madness before we all go up in flames. I should point out that there have been no incidents in the fuel compartment so far, and that the beliefs of this sect do not affect the obedience of the workers or their efficiency in any way. All assemblies are conducted strictly after hours with the permission of their superiors. However, if you find their practices unacceptable, we will put a stop to them immediately. Are they burning my promethium? Oh, wait. The note of... Wait, we've done this. Yeah, we've done this. Does the Orca fire? Okay, yeah, blah, 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 Zachary-wise. Keep an eye on them. This is a dangerous decision. Yeah, we did this. Why is this coming back? Journal. The compiler's out of order. On had dreams and stories. Oh, Doc Alpha Row. Okay, Companion. That's Heinrich. Lady Navigator. Inspect the fuel lever on the void ship's bridge. There is a lever. Oh, she just cut herself again. That seems to be a thing. Activate the control panel. Is that it? Ah. System operational. Doing good. Or do I just have to go talk to her there? I think that's what I had to do.
Keep your wits about you.
Back to the bridge. Where is she? Unless she was right here. Oh, there she is.
Words cannot describe how boring the bridge is without our stimulating conversations.
Panic flashes in her ruby eyes, and your heart starts beating a little faster while your hands go cold.
Not here. I'm begging you. Aren't noblemen supposed to discuss such things away from the servants? Then lead the way, and I will answer all of your questions.
All right, let's go. We gotta have a conversation. Oh, What is it you wanted to talk about, Lord Captain? I have nothing to say to your unfound accusations about my conflicts with the crew. I cannot recall having a single quarrel with any of your people during my entire time aboard. Yeah, the guy killed himself. I haven't rebuked a single errand boy on this ship. I think I remember. A kind young man with a shy smile and skillful fingers with too much rotten ochre on his shoulders. I grew tired of the disgusting color and advised him to lighten his burden by casting the weight off his shoulders. He did not come the next day, or ever again. Well, yeah. There you go. She has no idea what she says. Service bay. I saw something in the warp. Something vast, predatory, shimmering with indescribable colors. It came from nowhere and stared at the ship with hundreds of hungry eyes, right there in our path. I decided to change the course while it was still possible, but did not want to sow panic. Would it have been better to tell the crew we were heading straight into the monster's gaping maw? Alright, what about that one? I already told you I cannot control my abilities. What else do you want from me? Will I be assigned a pariah chaperone? Or will you put me in suppressing shackles? Okay, what about the birds? Admittedly, I'm at a loss myself. The day we arrived on Footfall, I sent a request to the ship's quartermaster and asked him to get me a songbird. But he never asked for clarification, and shortly before we left, I had a countless number of cages delivered to me, all wrapped in bright red panic with flickering tints of fear. Oh, there was a bird in every one. I was so excited I thought I would have 100 friends instead of just one. They were squeaking so piteously I let the poor things out. I even fed them my breakfast and dinner. But the stupid birds would not stop chittering, even after bedtime. No, they're birds! They were dashing about the room, smacking me in the face with their wings, and defecating. Well, they're pooping. I became angry, and suddenly they started pecking at each other's eyes and attacking me. Then I became afraid, and they fell over dead. I do not think I want to keep pets anymore. Well, don't have 100 of them. Oh wow, you can go so hardcore. I could teach you. That would be wonderful. My education on Urac 5 was cut short, but I had realized by then that the wisdom of books is a poor substitute for the wisdom of experience. Very well, since we are done with this misunderstanding, I would like to change the subject. It would only be fair of me to ask you a few questions now, wouldn't it? Cassia hesitates and continues in a less confident tone. Do not mistake me. I am not going to accuse you of anything. It's just that you are the most worthy interlocutor on the entire ship, and you are always so busy. What would you like to ask? I read a treatise by Piesus de Mobius very recently, who claimed that the subjects would never believe their new ruler was better than the old one unless the old one had been a tyrant. No matter the circumstances, the low-born rabble become deluded about their prospects and rebel in favor of their base desires. What would you make of that? Indeed, I was not wrong about your merits, or your ability to hold a conversation. I hope my second question does not confound you either. Oh. According to the 20 tomes penned by the preacher, Eustache Istefan the Forgotten, mercy and cruelty go through the world hand in hand. But people flock only to one pan of the scales. Would you rather inspire fear in your followers, or be be magnanimous and choose awe? Power in your words, power that makes me want to join you. I understand why your subjects are eager to follow you. I admit I was afraid we were too different, and yet you helped me realize that I can be candid with you. Please do continue. I must confess that sometimes I can hardly bear the burden the house has placed upon me. I feel I am not doing my best. Tell me how you, heir to a protectorate, can bear the responsibility for billions of lives day after day and not stoop under all the weight. My worthy means. Thank you for your patience, Aubrey. You are helping me to see the world in different colors. A novel experience for me. Our conversations hold a special place in my heart. Allow me to bid you farewell for now. I am heading back to my chambers to consider today's conversation. Nice. This way. There we go. That's where the camera is. Don't I have somebody else to talk to? Oh, yeah. Oh, Master of Seals. But first, I want to talk to Kidella.
Domin.
Domin.
Then follow me, Domin.
Alright. Time for a binding ritual.
Are you ready to step into the labyrinth, Domin? Your weapon for the ritual. Watch the lines on the floor. You can only pass through the gaps. The rest, you need not know. Enter the labyrinth, Domin. You are now upon the path. Your shadow now walks the labyrinth, and my gaze can now see when danger draws near you. We are not doing this for your amusement, Domin, nor is it an expression. That which you do not comprehend still has meaning. Your words have caused no offense. Understand why, Domin? My fate is preordained, and our places assigned. We both must serve the Undying One, as his design foretells. But if such is indeed your wish, my path of service to the Undying Emperor is one of many twists and pitfalls. Every mind is fraught with weakness, and only by honing it tirelessly can one achieve focus and prime one's perception. I envision the tenets of the web as a maze of tangles and dead ends. Each time I go into a trance, be it one of the soul or of battle, I walk this path from beginning to end. And now that you're a part of it, you will be there with me when next I enter the labyrinth.
Okay.
You may deem it strange. You live in a world so far removed from my own that such rituals must seem absurd to you. I am sure I would find your rituals equally mystifying. You are empowered by the will of the Undying One himself, and yet, when I look at your life, I am surprised. You follow a different thread, one that does not seem as strict to your thoughts and deeds. There is so much luster. To partake in one of your ceremonies? Returning the courtesy, that is how you say it up here. The labyrinth has accepted you. We have danced amid the crossing lines and minds, and by the dance, we are now bound.
Alright. Huh. The Vox Master. There she is. Got it. Inform me of our imminent meeting. Can you explain? Lord Captain, the Vox system is functioning as expected and no communications problems have been reported by any of the crew. Please allow me to check the system's calibration settings in your presence to alleviate any concerns you may have about its performance. Excuse me. Some fingers dart between hundreds of wires and cables on the control panel, flipping switches and turning dials. She issues commands and methodically checks the lines of communication within the crew on every deck. At last, accompanied by the sound of static, the crackling of the Vox and flickering of signaling lights, the dance of her hands concludes. All finished, Lord Captain. No issues detected. The system is working as expected. Lord Captain. Okay. Pleasure to see you, Lord Captain. Oh, let's find that. Please allow me a moment. I say House von Valancius did indeed sign a contract with the owners of a vessel with the designation Fiery Reckoning. There are transactions records of the ship picking up cargo from Kiavagama. Well, this is odd. The data log ends there. Apparently, this ship had some interactions with one of the workshops on your industrial world. I beg your pardon, your lordship, but that is the extent of the assistance I can provide you in regard to this particular matter. It is most courteous, but what exactly did you have in mind? What would be good for her? A social event would be weird. Officer's report or warp translation? Yeah, warp translation. Well, yeah. Oh, should have read that. I will see what can be arranged, and do not worry for a single moment. I promise to find the most suitable approach. I will contact you the moment I have something to offer. Nah, we'll do that whenever I go. Wherever I land. Actually, no, just in case, because we don't know. Might get into a fight. There we go. Just in case something happens. Chart to new routes. Let's go over here. Lord Captain, permission to address you with a request. Our head chirurgeon, I always have an issue with that word, is sabotaging the ship's operations. Oh. He has quarantined several Voidsman crews on account of a piddling sickness. People don't even go to the medbay when they come down with it. They just wipe their noses and keep working. Only a dozen or so die from it in a whole year. We're sitting on our hands here, so I ask you to talk some sense into him. Greetings, your lordship. My name is Leonard Forius, and I'm the chirurgeon majoris of this vessel. As your chief Medicaid specialist, I assure you that the quarantine is well warranted. This piddling sickness has claimed the lives of a number of meritorious officers in the past. This time I intend to get the epidemic under control, study the disease thoroughly, and develop a proper cure. I hope you will agree that a single period of downtime is a small price to pay for the number of lives that will be saved and the increase in the crew's performance during such outbreaks in the future. Not to mention the fact that we won't have to waste stimulants due to the afflicted using them as a crutch to offset their limited work capacity. By gathering enough infected individuals together, letting the illness progress, comprehending its properties, and finally killing it. The disease goes through several stages, with each containing clues to its nature and vulnerabilities. The Voidsman will have to stay sick for some time until I discover the cure, assuming, of course, that the disease is reversible in its final stages. Find volunteers. This may limit the potential of the study, but this approach is also acceptable. I will make up for the lack of material with my expertise. Thank you for taking your crew's health into consideration. Should you require my services, you may find me on the bridge, your lordship. Lord Captain, I have done as commanded. Everything has been prepared for your ritual with Mistress Cabela. A select few upper deck officers are ready to leave their posts to attend this formal gathering and praise your lordship's name. We can begin at your convenience. It will be done. I shall signal the servants and notify the invited parties immediately. Let us demonstrate to Mistress Cabela just how strong our vessel's spirit of camaraderie truly is. Okay. Lord Captain, I have dire news. A feud has broken out between the clans that maintain the void ship shield arrays. Rumor has it that the Lady Theodora, was seen on the lower decks, and so one of the families called for a rebellion against the usurper of the void ship. That is you. So far, no one believes their mad tales, but unrest has begun at the fringes of the compartments. The ship's enforcers are ready to eliminate the instigating clan or pacify the entire Void Shield crew. The decision is yours. What's this story? Rumors of Lady Theodora's presence on the Void ship have been circulating for a long time and appear to be a deliberate provocation rather than ordinary drunken rabblings. Perhaps someone is intentionally stirring up the masses to rebel against you, or perhaps it is the influence of the warp. Enforcers are already investigating, but right now we need to stop the conflict from escalating any further. As long as the unrest continues, the Void ship's shields will not be operating at full capacity. No unnecessary deaths. Lord Captainess, Seneschal Rossarian would say there are no innocents in such cases. The clans are endangering the entire Void ship, tussling over a strange and obviously false rumor. If you so desire, I will convey your wishes to the enforcers later, but right now their unrest must be stopped, and the people returned to their direct duties or replaced. No, do it. I'll see to it, Lord Captain. Alright, Marcelio Prophecy. Let's check it out. Pirates. Space dust. Found some fuel. It appears that a large void ship recently dumped a huge load of junk and faulty parts from orbit. The debris that did not burn up in the atmosphere is now blocking the flow of a mighty river. This dam is causing the river to overflow, flooding a nearby valley. A herd of large hoofed rodents has gathered along the riverbanks. Oh, they are doomed. Yeah, let's give the animals a place to survive. It takes many planetary turns and hundreds of crew members to remove the heap of trash and unclog the river, letting the waters flow freely once more. The rodents run back to their pastures without so much as a backward glance at the people who saved them. Yep. The animals. Oh, what are we gonna find here? Nothing. A burning world. Oh. Gotta fight some pirates.
Enemy contact! All hands, make ready to unleash our fury!
Ow. Oh, hey. We got a hit. Ooh. Oh, that did some damage. Oh. Doing a bit better this time.
Launch batteries, fully!
Oh.
Engage the engines!
Where are you going?
Fire at will! Salvo!
I hear their dying pleas in the void.
Blessed are the faithful.
Oh, yeah, nice. Your ship gets experience and sprout. Nice. Nice. What's on this planet? Promethium. Okay. Well, we've got no extractiums. Oh, I didn't want to do the bridge. That's not what I wanted. There we go. Chart new routes. We have an emergency. We've received word that there's been a sighting on the lower decks. A sighting of Lady Theodora. The messages we have received are incomplete and vague, little more than yelling and hysterical claims. There were reports of casualties and unrest. The compartment in question has already been sealed off, but I thought you might want to look into what's going on for yourself. The situation is delicate and, what's especially disturbing, there are mentions of Adira Tlas being present at the scene. Alright, right away. Macro cannon chamber. That's not good. Gotta roll up my rim. See if I win. Oh.
Keep my options open.
The breath of the immaterium.
And who now deigns to grace us with their presence? Another gaggle of heretics and traitors thirsting to get their due for what they've done? Or is it the leader himself who has finally grown tired of hiding behind others? She looks grotesque. A whole yawns wide in her chest. Rusted hooks protrude from beneath her skin. The scar across her throat. The figure flickers as though it's dropping in and out of reality. Rogue trader, we meet at last. I had grown tired of waiting for you to pay me a visit. Indeed, centuries of selfless toil and effort, and everything I left behind has gone to non-entity. Warp illusion, be gone. Oh. Oh, shit. Oh. I think I want a donut. I want a donut. There's no need to make such a fuss. Why don't we sit down over a cup of recap like we used to? I'll listen to your rapturous tales of sacred relics, portents, and your special path. You must have been so lonely without me here. No one else is willing to listen to your ravings or help you with your childish treasure hunt. At the sight of this terrifying Theodora, Abelard's face turned sickly pale. Throne spare us from this cursed apparitions of the archenemy. Is that what you are truly paying for? I can hear how fast your heart is pounding, Rosarian. I think deep down you hope this apparition never ends. Oh. So that's how you greet your great predecessor, boy. Bond stronger than the laws of life and danger are holding me in this world. You will find it somewhat harder to get rid of me a second time. For it is I who gave the order to bring you here, to my ship. Oh, how I rue that decision now, and how I regret heeding the advice of my seneschal. How can this be? It is not the same vision as on the officer's deck, and yet entirely different. Why does it not remember that meeting, and why does it remember what the real Lady Theodora did? Alas, my glorious voyage through life was ended in the dullest way possible, by death. A nuisance I staved off as long as I could, but I do not weep for me, boy. But do not weep for me, my boy. I am still keeping an eye on my property, and punishing all those who failed me. Where's Adira? What have I done with Adira? All I did was turn that little mutt from the fringes into a true servant of the Imperium. I gave her toys. I cleaned up after her antics. I provided her with everything she could ever dream of. Oh, I had great plans for the poor little Adira. You're not her. She's dead. I'm dead? How is that? I am no different from those who have not yet crossed the divide between reality and eternity. I see. I speak. I remember the wrongs you all committed against me and all those who failed me. I have already begun exacting my retribution. I truly am Theodora, the remnants of herself that she left behind in this world. I am an echo of her memories, preserved in the minds of those who cared for her. I am the taste of tears spilt for the unsaid and the undone. I am the terror of the she who failed to turn the tide of fate and who refuses to look truth in the face. I am as real as the human passions that bring worlds to ruin. Oh, sounds lovely. Who really killed you? Oh, wouldn't you like to know the answer to that question? I don't even know which would be more satisfying, to give you an honest answer, or to leave you to languish in your ignorance. We'll see how you conduct yourself, little boy. What do you want with me? Matters are so dire that the pleas of one of my servants breached death's veil to reach my ears. How could I ignore such a desperate cry for help, and from my little Adira, no less? And once I appeared here, of course, I had to meet the pretender who has allowed this deplorable state of affairs. You, of all the people who ever threatened me, you are the most pathetic, boy. All that you possess now was given to you in error. You are unworthy of such a generous gift, and you are incapable of holding it. I am here to seek retribution against all who failed me, my brainless crew, my useless officers, my pathetic servants, who turned their backs on their mistress in her darkest hour, and worst of all, you, my dear heir, you who have undeservedly claimed the warrant and everything else that is mine. I will drag it all to the warp with me, including you. Oh. That's great. I clearly remember her being around here somewhere.
Is there money to be made?
Ah, there you are, my little coward. Why won't you look at your captain, Adira? Uh-oh. My little Adira is utterly trapped in her visions. No matter, I will allay your doubts. Lord Captain. Only Facebook up and close. You can see that the base of one of Adira's temple implants is blackened and melted. No, wait, Lord Captain. Lady von Valancius. You came back. Poor little Adira. There. How could I not come? You were crying for me so desperately. Your pleas carried to the very depths of the warp itself. Why didn't you save me? Why didn't you warn me? Answer me, you insignificant wretch, or I'll drag the answer out of you myself. Ow. I didn't hear anything. I didn't hear anything that could have had anything to do with you. I'm sorry, Lord Captain. I failed. Ah! Adira has taken 3 damage. Argento wordlessly swings her weapon up and aims it at Adira, who is struggling into the monster's hold. The Sister of Battle looks at her without an ounce of debt or mercy. Argento, stop. Or knows at your shouted command and lowers the weapon by a few centimeters, but she does not put it away. Persuasion. Aha! Goes left, and then she blinks. Sergeant. Lord Captain. Damn it! Chaos will devour you. It will devour everyone responsible for my death. Die! Die for the delectation of my lord. Up, Zinch.
Exterminate every last.
Whack. Nice. 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 Nice.
Try to die with grace, at least.
Try to die with grace.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
Come on. Oh. Ah, don't hit her with just your stick. Ah! 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 We're just going off here. Why? Why? That seems absolutely ridiculous.
I'll do it.
Oh, this spacebar. Oh.
I'll do it.
Heinrichs is just standing there like, oh my god. Those bolster shells were just whizzing by his nose. Nice parry. So much screaming from Adira.
Reduced to dust.
Lord Captain, is it really you? Me? Did I? Yes, Lord Captain, I think it was me who called her. I can barely remember the voices, my old good whispers. They suddenly turned red, sharp. They started cutting, tearing, ripping me to pieces. I cried out. I called for help, and she came. Damn it, why are the voices making so much noise now? Shut up, shut up! Like this? Never. Well, there was something, but it was different. It wasn't as strong or as terrifying. Apparitions appeared, mechanisms malfunctioned, the crew lost their minds. But Lady Von Valancius knew about that. She said it was a small price to pay, an acceptable expense. No psyker is immune to it. But what happened here, it was just a mistake. I won't do it again. This is not the first time this heretic has caused the death of her crew. Do you remember the incident on the mid-deck, Adira? What did those honest souls ever do to deserve such a fate? To be turned into mutants and attack their own families. You are a monster, a heretic. If you have any humanity left, admit what you are. Shut up. Quit your preaching. You're the worst out of everyone here. Sometimes a psyker's first manifestation leads to their death and the deaths of many others. But if a psyker possesses inordinate willpower and discipline, they can stave off the fall for some time. Adira has been alive many years already, a laudable achievement and a stroke of incredibly good fortune. But the forces of the warp will ultimately devour any psyker deprived of the Emperor's protection. The fact that these manifestations are growing more powerful is a clear sign that the end is near. And when I had too much to drink. At the time, I thought I heard her voice among all the whispers in my head. The voice was so sad, so clear, I couldn't help myself. I answered. I hoped I could reach her. There. Ever since she died, since I first heard the voice in my head, the whispers have gotten louder, clearer, harder to resist. Are you insane? The most important person in your life who's now gone forever suddenly starts talking to you inside your head. How could I not try to reach her? I had to. I know what you're thinking. During the warp jump when Lady Theodora came out toward us, I keep thinking about that meeting. I keep blaming myself. Why didn't I divine it? Why didn't I stop her killer? These thoughts have been playing at the back of my mind day after day, choking me with guilt. And you know what? The one on the officer's deck? I don't know what that was, but this time, here, this was the product of my guilt. An accuser straight out of my mind. So what am I supposed to do? I know after everything I've done, you have no faith in my willpower or my strength, but I can fix everything. It's just not at my best, you see? Maybe we can find a way to replace my implants or some other remedy. A better one. Lady Von Valancius said that such a thing could be found. If not here, then elsewhere. I just didn't need it before, but we just need to find it. We need to figure out where to look for it, and we'll get it. And until then, I'll keep myself on a tight leash. Oh, we'll help you. I won't let you down. You are making a mistake, Lord Captain. Perhaps you will find something to slow the decline, but it will not stop it. Only a miracle can save Adira to last now. Why? I've heard enough stories about ways of extending a psyker's life, but I don't think you'll like all of them. I better, with your permission. Lord Captain, I received a report that the shooting on the lower deck had stopped. I presume you have brought the situation under control, awaiting further instructions. I like how after all that I could still just be like, yeah, screw you, you're out the airlock. Of course, Lord Captain, as you command. The matter is closed. Okay then. To the bridge. Alright, now let's visit the system that we're finally here for. Ooh. What's here? Aired world. Void ship remains. What's in there? The augurs cannot determine who the ship we approached belongs to, but the telemetry clearly reveals it is an Imperial vessel. The hull is badly damaged, but there is an air in the chambers, which means they are hermetically sealed. Alright, let's check. Oh boy. We who walk down the same passageways in the same bays day after day, we who are born, live, and die to the hum of the ship's machines, we forever hunger for the smallest glimpse of another life, and for a chance to see the heroes who tirelessly fight for us into the glory of the Imperium. So let's have a tale about the Lord Captain by the will of the Emperor, the guardian and the commander of every good and honest soul upon this void ship, and the time he boarded a vessel named the Fireborn. I have my own storybook. The augurs. The augur's keen eyes scanned the eerie vessel, identifying the void ship was gravely damaged and was in the process of final erosion. There was very little time to explore it. 3 sectors seemed the least damaged: the bridge, the middle crew deck, and the service bay. After exchanging a series of trills and warbles in their mysterious and ancient language, the tech priests responsible for the augurs reported to the Lord Captain that they had glimpsed signs of valuable components in operation in the service bay. The Lord Captain's next step was to... Alright, turn to the scouts. The Lord Captain had to decide which of the 3 teams he would lead, and which 2 would be entrusted to their officers. Let there be known that their names of those honest people who stood before our rogue trader in that moment. The taciturn and grave young Ho-san, whose word was as firm as his handshake, Captain Vesti, whose jokes will be remembered by everyone on decks 3 to 5, and Captain Matina, the senior officer on the 3rd unit, known to many as Grey Matina. She had been leading units back when the current crop of scouts were snot-nosed kids. No one on deck was in any doubt that navigating inside the wrecked ship would be difficult. The units would be separated by kilometers of twisted metal, dead modules devoid of atmosphere, collapsed passageways, and hull breaches the size of a house. The only thing connecting the brave teams would be a delicate thread of a vox link. And so, after weighing up the options, the Lord Captain chose to go with the bridge. From here on, we will relate the events based on what we have learned from witnesses, the people who accompanied the Lord Captain on the tour of the dread ship. The shuttles started up one after another and dispersed, each heading for its selected target. An hour spent on cutting through the hull in the freezing vacuum of space, a fussy boarding, and then finally the rogue trader stepped onto the cold deck, or dead deck of the dark ship. The cold, dark deck of the dead ship. The light of the torches revealed a sign in the gloom. Fireborn. After a minute-long exchange with the Vox Master, who quickly checked the archives, it was established that the dead vessel was that of Captain Nova Van Dyne, registered at the Kiava Gamma port. Every minute spent on board threatened to end the disaster. The ship's days or even hours of existence were numbered. From all sides came the sounds of distant crumblings. The floor underfoot trembled every now and then. The Lord Captain hurriedly moved deeper into the compartment when he suddenly felt the slightest puff of air brush against his neck, followed by a soft sigh, almost as if someone had leaned in close, opened their mouth to whisper a dark, tantalizing secret, and then fallen silent. The only thing was that Lord Captain stood entirely alone. Here's where simple mortals would already be trembling and weeping. The rogue trader only gritted his teeth. Shrieks and moans could be heard close by. Others were gripped by the illusion too. Young Ho-san, the unit captain, barked out orders. His team held back their comrades who had fallen victim to the uncanny terror and who were struggling to break free and run deeper into the cursed ship. A few minutes passed and the unit, though scared senseless, was ready to continue. Sound suddenly blared from the Vox, which was tuned to the second unit's frequency. The words sounded muffled, and as though the person on the other end wasn't speaking directly into the Vox, but desperately pressing the transit button, while occupied with something else. Never seen anything like it! It's beautiful! Hold on, wait! Is it moving? The words are cut off by a strangled wheeze, followed by static. Young Ho-sung listened to the transmission and the final rasp with a surprisingly calm expression, then pressed the Vox button and in a similarly calm voice let loose a stream of florid swearing which centered on casting aspersions on his interlocutor's intellectual capabilities. Turning to the rogue trader, he remarked, "Apologies, Lord Captain. Captain Vesti from the 2nd Unit is well known for his pranks." "Crap, the Lord Captain's with you?" comes Vesti's voice from the speakers, followed immediately by, my sincere apologies, Your Lordship. I just wanted to spook the guys a little." Alright. Leniency. Reported that his unit's foray had so far proceeded without incident, mystical or otherwise. They had found no survivors from the ship's crew, or bodies for that matter. However, the unit had encountered a problem. The passage leading to the deck section with the arsenal and storage depot was seriously damaged. Especially the power cables. Proceeding further could be dangerous. New orders. While the rogue trader and his team carried on. After spending several hours wandering down the dead passageways, young Ho Sung's unit and the rogue trader reached the bridge of the Fireborn. The oppressive feeling had not dissipated. It was as though the bulkheads of the ship were steeped in terror and pain of the people who had vanished without a trace from those decks. On their way there, the unit had found no signs of a struggle, or bodies of the crew, and that served only to deepen their unease. After examining the bridge, the scout unit discovered that the captain's principal cogitator was still functional. The final log entry was identified as a damaged picked recording that no one in the unit was eager to view. Proximity to the cogitator alone was unsettling enough, and with each passing second remaining on the bridge was becoming more and more difficult. Alright, let's do it. The little recording contained a message from Captain Nova Van Dane. It was almost impossible to make anything out in the pict, only the captain's hand gripped the edge of the table and flashes of iridescent light. The captain was speaking crisply, almost calmly, but there was also short, almost inaudible breaths, exactly where the rogue trader's team had encountered when they had first boarded the ship, and even it seemed that those sounds were coming not from the recording, but from the gloom-drenched corners of the bridge itself. "Kiavagama has fallen. The Fireborn broke orbit under fire from an unknown enemy and left the system," said Captain Van Dane on the recording, with the tone of an officer reporting to her superiors. "We encountered pathological warp activity. The crew is reporting failures in the Gellerfield system. The ship is doomed. Whoever finds this recording, I ask you to hold a prayer service for our souls. I also ask you to take the family relics to of the Van Dane line from Kiavagama. The relics are stored." The captain also then specified the location of her family vault and access code. Okay. A message came in from the unit led by the seasoned and unflappable Grey Matina. The captain methodically reported on all our service-based sections her team had already examined. They had found nothing of value. They found no bodies. There had been no incidents, and the search was so far proceeding as normal. The unit was waiting for further instructions from the Lord Captain. Right, more thorough search. After returning to the shuttle, Aubrey received reports about Fireborn's status. The tech priests who relentlessly pierced the directorage with the Augur's gaze insisted on curtailing the operation as soon as possible, fearing imminent destruction. There were also reports from the other two units. The 2nd unit had succeeded in moving through the danger zone and had returned to the shuttle with a valuable payload taken from the dead ship's stores. Grey Matina's unit had explored the service bay without incident and, not wasting any time, had marked valuable components for later disassembly and transferred to the rogue trader's ship. Nice. Cogitator bracer. Oh, nice. Oh, long life. No. Alright. The units assembled at the shuttles and the Lord Captain gave the final orders Grim Expedition. On another memory. Had been fulfilled. The improvised funeral began with a brief military salute, and the rogue trader himself recited a prayer for the souls of the Fireborn. Just as any honest servant of the Emperor who has dedicated their life to voyaging through the darkness would honor their fellows and mourn their deaths. Time was up. The scouting party returned to their ship with one last look at the Fireborn, the rogue trader. Perish in fire. Lava world. The giant rings on this planet's surface can be observed from even orbit. Examine the rings. This planet has a native species of giant insects similar to Terran ants. Just like ants, they often form so-called death spirals in which one creature follows another without realizing they're going in circles. These are the rings discovered by the ship's observers. The strange phenomenon that was originally suspected to be a sign of warp activity or a nefarious structure turned out to be a quirk of nature. I wonder how many things are like that in this universe. Alright, let's explore the Hulk. But the exact nature of the wreckage remains unclear. Pick it up. The rest is unknown material. Studying the fragments further is nigh impossible due to severe corrosive damage. Look for the source. Alright, that's going to cause some issues later. I just know it. Alright, we're going to save there.